to start. Yeah. So I'll start from that area. So I'll show you how to create this. A lot of people had their hero banner, right? But it was not as wide as this. So I'm going to go quickly through this, and I'm going to add one more product to the store, the store side, and we're going to do, I'm going to delete one of the artists side, or we'll just create something quickly. We're just going to do a quick recap, right? So let me come back to edit, right? While I have the other screen open here, so we know what we are creating. So I'm going to recreate this hero section, right? So I'll come here. If you see, let me start it again, okay? Sorry, I'll start it again. I'll show you. So when you get to your website, your WordPress landing page, you want to move your cursor towards this part that has the name of your website. Immediately you move your cursor into it, a drop down will show immediately, right? And you go to dashboard, okay? When you click on dashboard, this is what's going to show, right? No, so click back. So I'm sorry, I'm just making a few mistakes. You come to your landing page, right? You click on edit with Elementor because we are working on the landing page first. So edit with Elementor. I want to recreate this, right? So I'm going to open it on another page. This is what I want to recreate, right? So I'll come here. I'll come to the bottom. I will click on the plus sign. I remember yesterday I said I like using a lot of flex boxes because flex boxes are very responsive, right? Uzo, I'll come to you. Let me just rush quickly. I'll get back to your promise, okay? I'll click on this. And if I want to add the picture, right? I'm not going to click here and add image to this part of it, right? I'm going to click on the 6 dots, right? Because I want the image to be the whole width of it, right? So I'll come here. I click on style as well. I'll come to where you have normal hover. I'll come down to where the normal is selected. You see background type. You hover over this. You see classic. You see gradient. You see video. You see slideshow. We're going to click on classic. After clicking on classic, you can choose to use a color, but we want to use an image, right? So you see the image is showing here right now. So I'll click on the plus sign here, and I'm going to choose the same image, right? And I'm going to click on select. Right now, you see that the image is there, but the image is not showing completely. So you want to program how you want the image to show, right? So we're going to do some few settings. Say image resolution is full. Image position, we'll do center. We're not doing attachment, right? We don't want it to, we just leave it at default. Repeat, we do no repeat. We don't want the image to repeat. Design, we say cover, right? We want it to cover the whole screen when we are done. Okay, now we can see that the picture looks like it's just a very thin slice of a rectangle, right? So how do we make it big? We scroll back up to this top where you see layout style. The next thing you want to click on is advanced, right? On the advanced side, we're going to click on this stuff that looks like a link icon, right? So that we control how we want the padding on the top, the side, the right, and everything will be like, right? So I'm going to click on padding top. I'm going to make it 400. Can you see the picture is beginning to show? Excuse me, please. And I'm going to click on padding bottom, and I'm going to click on 400 as well. And voila, this shows, right? Now, we want to create the contents inside this hero banner, right? This is the time we're going to click on the plus sign for the first time. We're going to bring in a container. We drag a container, drag and drop. Remember, it's a drag and drop application. We click on this plus icon here. We click on heading, we drag it, we drop it there. We also need another text. So we click on it, text, we drag, and we drop there text, right? Now we want to call this one welcome, right? We say welcome to JES, right? And if you see, it's not so visible and it's not centered, right? We want to center it. Yesterday we created global text and global color. I'm going to do a quick demonstration of a global color again, right? So say we want to create a global color. I'll click on this color palette that's showing in the style menu. I can name it 424242, but that's not what we're going to use. I'm just trying to show you, right? So do you see the color has changed to like a dark gray color? I'm going to click on this plus sign here. And when I put my mouse over it, it says create new global color, right? I'll click on it and I can call it dark gray. Okay. I'll call it dark gray. So this is how you create your global color. We're going to create a global font as well. And I'll take create, but I don't want to use this color. So I'm going to click on this part that has like the world sign to choose what I've already created. I want it to be white, right? And I also want this side to be aligned to the center. I'll click on style. I'll click on alignment. I'll click on center. I'll click on this one as well. I'll click on center for the alignment. And I want to create another font size, right? So you see how to create a global font. So on this section where this text is, you see the text is showing here, right? It's a Lorem Ipsum text. I will click on style again. I'll click on this part, the edit sign for the typography. I will say I want this text to be 28, right? 24, let me say 24, right? And I want the text to be Roboto. Maybe I want the font width to be medium, right? I can edit all those, right? And I will click on this addition sign as well. And I would click on create, right? And I can call this H8, which does not exist. I'm just using it for demo purpose, right? And I click on save. Now, I want to change the color of this as well, right? I'll come to the universal color. See, I changed it, it became white. And I want to change this text to H2 because we already created our H2. So I'll scroll down to, oh, okay, we created a H3. So I'll create my H, I'll use it for H3. And I'll come back here and change it because they're almost the same size. I'll change this to H6. Let me see here. H6 is better for me. And now I feel like my text is too wide. It's all over the screen. So what do I do? I'll come back to this section that has the whole, this section that has the whole thing. I'll click on it. This should have the whole thing, right? Yeah. So if you see, it's gone, right? So you come here. So this is it, right? I can reduce the width. Reduce the width. Can you see? It's reduced, right? And I can center it. Center. Why did it not go to the center? So I'm going to do here full width, boxed. Yeah. I want the text small. Yeah, just like this, right? Now, if you look, the image is not so visible. The text is not so visible because it's almost matching with the image, right? So one way to correct that issue is we're going to add like a background overlay. And the background overlay, we want to add it to the image. Remember, the image is the whole container. So I'll click on this 6 dots here, right? And I'll come to style. And I'll come to background overlay. And I'll come to the brush icon, which is the classic, and I'll click on the global color, and I'll take the main color. Can you see the text is beginning to show, right? So yeah, you can choose to increase the opacity or decrease the opacity. So that's how we created our hero banner section. So the next thing I'm going to show you is I'm going to show you how to add a product, right? So that you can make the product a featured product, right? On your website, because it said featured artwork. So I'm going to publish this first, and I'll quickly click on this one and click on exit to WordPress. And I'll click on this blank. Normally the logo is supposed to show you, but our logo here is a dark logo, so it's not showing. I'll click on it. I'll rush down to products. If you look down here, you see products. I'll click on add new product, and I'll call this product 5, right? And I can put a brief description and say, this is product 5 for today, okay? So depending on what you want to put, you leave it as a simple product. You put your price and say your price here is $500. We created category yesterday. So let's call this category frames. So I'll click on this part where you see category. I'll come to add new category. I can call it a frame. Okay, and I'll press enter on my keyboard and automatically it just creates that, right? Oh, it says WordPress has expired. Why? And I'll come here to select product image.
Well, I think you might have to sign in.
Yes. Oh, I don't even remember the details. I think my name was the detail. Okay, let me try. Oh. Was it my email I used? Can't even remember.
So I know
Can you help me reset?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do.
Okay, thank you.
Her name is Kelvin.
The username is Kelvin, okay.
Yeah. So just Kelvin. And let me see. I don't know if I can even see the password. I've sent the password reset to you though. So you
Okay.
can, yeah.
Okay. From my email, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me just stop sharing quickly. I'll be back. Sorry, class. I'll be back soon. We save too many information in the head, and sometimes the head does not want to give you back that information. Okay. Let me log into my account, Kelvin at AC Digital. Yes. Password reset. Let me change it to mine. So I remember now. Okay, save password. Okay. Yeah, so let me refresh now. This should work because it's on the same browser, right? Okay, no, it didn't still work. Okay, at WP admin Kelvin at yes, at all. Okay, so we're back. And I was going to show you how to add a product, right? So you come to the products.
Sorry, you forgot to share your screen.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. These things happen. So I'm going to share my screen again. And we're going to continue. The controls just keep blocking everything sometimes. Okay, so we come down to products. Okay, so let me delete this product 5, right? Because I was already creating it. I'll come to add new products. I'll call it product 5. You can put a brief description. You can just say product 5, or this is product 5. Okay, and yeah, I said always leave it on simple products. You can put a new price, $400, and we created a new category, painting. I'm sure you still remember that. The next thing we want to do, we want to set the image, right? So choose product image. That's the image your users will see, right? And let me use this one. It's a very good image. And also select product. And we want it to be a featured image, right? So when you want something to be a featured product, right? Under this part where you see catalog, visibility, shop, and search results, click on edit, right? And come here to this is a featured product, right? And click on OK. Okay, and then click on publish. When you're done publishing, I will take you back. Yeah, I'll take you back to the home page. And remember, see, we had created this one back at the bottom, right? See, it's at the bottom again, right? So we just recreated it. So we'll come with edit with Elementor again. I will look at it from here. I know there's a featured art, blah, blah, blah. So this is another container. These are 2 different containers. So I'm going to click here. I'll click on Flexbox. I'll add this kind of Flexbox. And in this Flexbox, I'm going to add a text, which is a header, right? And we're going to call it featured product, right? So on the featured products, it's there. We'll click on the container because it's too close to this one on top here, on top of this one, right? I think we even created it in the wrong place. Here's our, okay. I think mine is editing differently. Okay, so I think I edited the wrong page. So let me edit from, let me reload this, please, and edit so there's continuity in what we are doing. So you see the remake, right? Yes, so this is the bottom. Yeah, so why is it showing me something different? Okay. So let me use this one. I'm going to click here, edit with Elementor here. And I'll scroll down. I'll take that one again. I want to create it directly under the header, right? I'll click on the plus sign. I'm still going to do the same thing. I'll click on the flex box. I'll click on this as well. I'll click here and I'll add my header here, right? So the flow is correct. So I'll say featured product, right? And the color is not our brand color. So we obviously have to come to style. We've created our global color. We'll click on our color here. We'll choose our featured from our global text thingy, right? So we want it H3. Another thing, we want it to be centered, right? So right now it's not centered, but we're going to make it centered. Here we come. We'll come to advanced if it doesn't follow through, and we make this full width, and it moves to the center automatically, right? And now you see that the space between the image and the featured product, right, is too close. I'll click on the 3 dots on top, the 6 dots on top of it. I'll come to the advanced. I'll click on this link sign, and I'll do padding top to be 80, right? And you see the space is good. I also want my padding bottom to be 80 or 40, or I'll just leave it like that for now, right? Now that we've created the featured artwork or featured product header, we want to pull out the featured products from our plugin, right? So we'll come here, we come to click, we click on Flexbox. When it's on responsive state, we want everything to go down on a straight line. So I'll click on this. I'll click on add. On this search spot, I'll type products, right? When you type products, it will show you products, right? So I'll drag this one and I'll put it here and see all the products are showing, but I don't want all the products. I only want my featured product, right? So I can say number of image per column is 3, right? I mean, you don't use 4, so I reduce it to 3, right? And I want picture per row to be 3 as well. I want to query this. When you click on the query, you can choose latest product, sales, and features. I'll click on featured since it's featured, we chose, and see only the one that we made featured, right, is showing, right? And that's how you create a featured product on Elementor, right? You can look at this and say, oh, the space in between this image and this header is not enough, right? So I'll come here, I'll click on the 6 dots again, which is the same we are just repeating the same thing. Instead of going to the style option menu, we are going back to the advanced option menu. And there, I'll click on this link sign, so everything is free, independent to choose whatever they want. I'll do padding top because they are within the same element, right? I'll put 24, right? Because I don't want them to look like they are not the same. I'll put 36, yeah? And voila, this is good to go, right? So I'll publish again, and the next thing we created on our design was let me let this guy go so I can see. Okay, the next thing we created was meet the artist, right? So we can create meet the artist really quickly by, I said, you can just come here instead of creating this header, because you have this header you've created already, right? We can basically just do a duplicate, right? So this header is here. I'll click on the 6 dots above its head. I'll right click, I'll do a duplicate, and you see there are 2, right? And I will drag one to the bottom, right? So I dragged it to the end, and you see it's there, right? So the next thing I want to do is, what do we call it here? We called it, sorry, Tim, let me check. We called it meet the artist, right? So I'll just click on this text, and I'll come here and edit and call it meet the artist. Okay, now we're going to meet the artist. we want to add the section of where the mid artist, like this artist part, right? So if you see, basically all we've done, we just keep coming here to click on plus to create a new container, right? So this is more of a container business, right? And now in this container, we want this to also move down when it's in responsive state. So we click on this direction. I think I chose the wrong kind of container for now, but that's fine. And I'll come here, instead of making it boxed for the layout side, I will make it a full width, right? I'll click on this again. I want a grid inside the container, right? I'll click on grid. And I don't want this kind of grid. I want a grid that is just 3, because we have only three people, right? So I'm going to Control Z to take it out. Let me see if it's giving me an option to do something reasonable. So I'll come to container. It's not giving me the option. So no, so let me delete this and come back here. I click on this. I'll click on grid, right? And I want just three layouts, right? So I'll click on this one and see, it gives me the 3 already. And if you see what this one looks like, it has a container. So come here, we'll drag a container into this. We'll come here as well. We drag another container into this. We click on the add sign too. We drag a container into this. Looking at our design, we have an image, we have a header, and we have a text, right? So we do the same thing. Inside this container, we'll click again the plus sign. We drag the image into it. We click on the plus sign on top here. We drag the header into it. We click the plus sign again. I can just put this one and reorder it, right? Yeah, we do the same. So we move really quickly. We know what we want to do, right? So we could just continue the same thing. We click on this plus sign. This one here, we click on it. We click on the plus sign. It has its container already. We do the same thing with the image. We do the same thing with the header. And we do the same thing with the body text, right? Now we're going to choose images. We'll click on it. We know we have chosen this guy earlier. And today we can call this guy Michael. Okay. Now we can see the text of Michael and the font color of Michael is not consistent with our brand colors, right? So we'll click on style again. So if you realize we are doing the same thing repetitively, right? We click here, we select the global color. We click here, we select H6. It's too small. Let me see, I'm going to change it. Let me see, H8. Well, I can leave it with H6, right? H6. Yeah, the text is fine. We'll come to the text as well. We want to change the color to a secondary color, and we want to make it our body text, right? So it's consistent with our branding, right? We come here. I can call this Tenny, okay? And I'll click on the image. I'll select an image, and I'll choose Tenny, and I'll put Tenny into the picture, right? And everything is the same. I'll come here, click on the Tenny name, click on style, click on the global color, click on main color, click on typography, the global typography, click on H6, and Tenny looks like Michael, right? And I'll click on the text too, click on style again, click on global color, I'll select secondary, click on global text, I'll take H6, which is too big now. So we're going to go back and take body text, and it fits the same way. Now for this, we created this a bit differently, right? So you have another understanding of how this thing works, right? So here, we just did the image, right? Yes, we did the image, the text, but we did it in a different way. So let's see, we did the image, we add again, do the header, right? We come again, we add the text editor, right? And voila, we can now choose this and call this painter. We just call a name painter. See, because our image is too big, you come to the content part of our own edits. You see image resolution, you see it's large. We don't want it large. Let's say 300 by 300. It's still bigger than everything we have there, right? So we can do medium large, still too big. So let's go back to 300, means you can just choose how you want the sizing to be. And here we can call this Camila, right? We can call her Camila. And we come to style. We choose from the global color, main color, typography. So basically it's the same thing, right? We keep doing the same thing over and over again, right? So you just have to do it the same way, right? And yeah, you get the same result. So whatever you want to create, you just have to think of how many layout, how you want the layout to be. Do you want it to be 3? Do you want it to be 2? Do you want it to be 1? And you choose from there, right? And we start executing from there. So you see, this almost looks like what we have, but the difference is this has a border, right? So we click on this. If you move your mouse towards this one, you see that something like a telephone is showing here, right? If you click on it, it highlights the whole of it. When you click on that, you come to style, you come to border. You first change this border from default to solid, and you want to make this border width 1, and you want to choose the border color to be one of the light colors we have, right? Because we want it to be light as possible, right? And I publish. I'm just going to do that for only Camila so we can move really quickly as time is moving fast. You can do it for the 3, you can do it for 1. So let's view what does it look like, right? So we're scrolling to the bottom. Can you see? Tenny has a border around her, right? So you can also do that. We could also add buttons, right, to meet the artist, right? You could also add social media thingy. So let me just add that as a bonus for today. Let's add social media links to Frederick. So let's type social media in the ad. Once you click on the ad, it will give you opportunity to add. You type on social. So I'll say social media. See? I drag it into his own drag and drop. Can you see? It now has social media. On the social media, I showed you the team how to resize the last time. So we come to this style, come to the size style, and you see you can reduce it and you can increase it, right? Another thing you can add buttons, right? So let me say it's your button. You can add button to meet the artist should you want to. It's still the same drag and drop, right? And you can also align it. And this is just bonus, right? For those who made it again to class today, you can make it to be in the center. You can align it to the left when you click on this. You can change this to our brand color, right? And we are good, okay? So I'm going to publish this. And for the blog post, I'll show you how to create a blog content quickly. And once we create that, this one is the same way. You can create this the same way you create, pick a layout, you arrange things to follow a certain step, right? And you click on form. We'll see that when we are doing our contact us page. So let's quickly view what we've created and let's jump into the blog. Okay, so see, latest post, meet the artist. Can you see? Oh no, sorry, that's not what we're supposed to be looking at. This is what we recreated, right? Yeah. I think we mixed something somewhere. No, this is the wrong view we're viewing. Okay, so let me review it again. Okay, let me save it. What happened? Oh, I think we've lost some of our designs as we are designing. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so yeah, that's fine. So let's create a blog post. What I can do, I can rearrange them, but let's leave it, right? But it's just to show you how to create those sections, right? So to create a blog post, automatically all you need to do is exit this and click on this as well again and look for post, right? Post. Once you click on post, you come on add new post. On this add new post section, we want to call it, today is July 31 news, right? On this post, I showed you guys how to use Lorem. Lorem helps us to just fill dummy text into our work. So I'm going to copy this header from Lorem Ipson. I'll rush back here. I'll just remove this one and make it just a Lorem header, right? So you can make your header anything. I'll paste mine into it. And I'll come back to Lorem. I'll copy the content. I'll copy the content and I'll paste it into my editor. I can choose to click on advanced. I can make some edits there. I want to work more on the post than on the block, so I'll click on the post here. You can see create categories like we did, add new category, right? So I'm just going to call this news. I'll create a new category. I'll call this new category news. So I just call news so everybody can learn how to create one. So news, and I'll just press enter on my keyboard and automatically selects and creates, right? The next thing I want to do, I want to create set featured image, right? I'll come here, can choose anybody as my featured image, and I'll select the image, right? And when you publish, you can view it like that, right? So I'm gonna publish, and that's it. I'll click back here. I'll go back to the header, to the main website. I'll scroll down. I'll come to edit with Elementor, right? The same thing we did, right? I can just come here. I want to duplicate this, right? But I'll take it to the bottom of my header. I'll just click on these 6 dots. I'll come here. I'll right click. I'll do duplicate. I'll drag it to the very bottom because that's where I want it to be, right? And I'll come here. I'll click on this. I'll select another flex box. And this flex box is going to face down when it's responsive, right? That's what I want. And I'm going to click on this again. And now I'm going to type post in the search because WordPress has some post thingy, right? So I'll put post with S, and it's going to show me all my posts, right? So I'll click on this to add, and see all the posts we've created are showing, right? I showed the team how to go to the style and change the fonts, change the same thing. You can just change the font the same way, change the image, change the content, change everything, right? You can change everything. So this is the read more. It's showing green. We come there, we change it first. And I want to change the font to body text. So you see, it's more visible, right? And that's it. So that's how you create that with WordPress. So the next thing we're going to do is you can create this one. It's easy, the same way, right? You create a flex box and you create the form. So let's quickly rush to our contact us page. We're going to create a contact us page that's easy because it's almost 12 o'clock. And yeah, we're supposed to end by 12. So let me come and edit that from here. I'll quickly rush to contact us page. Remember this, when I said when you see this sign and you don't want to see this sign anymore, right? You go back to your dashboard, right? Because that's like the page title that is showing there that we don't want. We click on pages, we scroll to contact us, we do quick edits, and we change this template style from default templates to Elementor full width, right? And I'll take updates, right? I'll go back to my website. I'll click on contact us again and see it's gone. But now we're going to edit with Elementor, right? And remember I said always inspire yourself from Pinterest to know how to create pages, right? So you can say contact us page design, right? It will load. I can choose not to follow any of them. I just want you to always remember that you can use that, right? Because we are trying to catch everything back on video. So I'll come with edit with Elementor. I want my layouts to just be 2 layouts, right and the left, so we can finish this quickly. Okay, so sometimes you click with edit with Elementor, it doesn't respond. Click on edit page. And when the page edit opens like this, you come to edit with Elementor. It's going to open, whether I like it or not at that point. For the contact us, I'll create a new one. I'll choose a flex box as well. I love flex boxes. Like the word goes, they are flexible. So I can either choose one that has 2 equal sides or 2 unequal sides, right? But I'm going to take 2 equal sides. Yeah. I'm first of all going to close this. I want to create a title. So I'll create a flex box that moves like this. And I'll click here. I'll drag a header into it. And I'll make this contact. Well, let's leave this. I'll create it another way. So because I'm creating for my head, right? Sometimes it can be misleading, right? You always want to do your Figma design most of the time for those of the people who have attended our other classes first so that it directs you. So here, we want a picture here. and we want our form by this side, right? So we'll click here first. Let's add the one with the form, and we type form in the search, right? Form. And see, there's a form here. So we'll drag the form and put it inside, right? See, there's a form already. And we can add more sections. So if you want to add, say, name, email, you want telephone, I just click on this email part I duplicate. I'll click into it. I'll change this from this to tel, right? And I change the label to telephone. Okay. And yeah, placeholder should be telephone as well. Okay, you can see it's changing here. You can add as many things as you want to add. Say input size, small, we want it medium. Okay, you can make it small as well. It's not bad. We're going to do the button color. The button color does not match with our brand color. So we clicked on button. The button, I like the size. For now, we cannot really do the edit because we are on the content, right? So this button can just change this to like this, what it is, right? Instead of send, we can do submit, right? And now let's go for the styling, right? And the styling column gap, you see the column is too close, it's 10. I like multiples of 8, so I'll do 16. Row gap, I'll do 16 as well. 16, still too small for me. I'll do 24. I love 24. It's looking pretty for me. I'll go straight down to the button. I want my button to be my brand color. I choose the brand color and see. Uh-oh, that's button. Choose it. See, it's changed, right? And now we're almost done with our contact us page, right? I'm having a problem here. I can't seem to view. Let me see. Let me take it out and take it back. Oh, some issues, man. I'm just seeing this issue for the first time. Okay, that's not a problem. I will go and come back. Now I want to create my image, right? But I can't see anything. So let me publish first, right? And exit and come back, okay? I'm going to create a space above here, right? And I'm going to add probably a text to it. So let me just even create the header. I'll click on header. I'll Control Z it. I'll drag the header. I'll put it on above this one, right? And I'll say contact us, right? I'll come to style. The same thing, we're just repeating the same thing over and over. Stacking things over each other, changing the style. I'm going to make this H3 as well, right? And I'm going to make this padding. I'll click on this. I want the padding bottom to be 40, so there's enough space. Contact us. And I'm going to publish, right? Because I can't seem to be able to control my layer, which is this, right? It's going off and coming on in the wrong spot that I can't move it around. Okay. I will come back here. I will exit to WordPress. We're coming back to this, right? And visit the website. I'll click on contact us. And now we edit with Elementor again, right? Yeah, so now I can see this place clearly. So I'll click here, I'll drag an image, and we can always use pixels.com to look for contact us image, right? So I use contact. See, different beautiful images. You can choose one, right? Since we know we're in a mobile first era, most people always use mobile. I'll just go with this one, doesn't really matter. Just for the context of training, and I'll rename it and call it contacts. Okay, and I'll save it. Now jump back to my design. I'll click on this image spot, and I'll click on upload file. I'll click on select file. For those who didn't know how to upload files, right? Double click on your image, and it starts uploading. Hi, Frederick, how are you today? Then when it's done, you can do select, right? And see, voila, we have our image. And our contact us page is ready. But I still want space to be between the header and the contact us and the footer and the contact us. So I'll click on this 6 dots and I'll come to advanced and I'll click on this and I'll do padding top 80 and padding bottom 80, right? And I'll do publish and we can view it. And that's what we have for today. It's already past 12. Can you see? We have our contact us page, right? Easy peasy, right? I know people like Frederick, they know how to explore more, to just play around with more. So Frederick, we're going to be expecting that, yes, a lot. Yeah, so also you had a question. Let me answer your question quickly, then we break you guys back into your breakout room. Yeah, yeah, Uso, you had your hands up at the beginning.
You already answered my question.
Oh, good, great. Sometimes when you pay attention, right, you see the answer just comes from nowhere, right? So thank you, everyone. Yes, you'll be put into your breakout rooms.
Everybody just please say thank you so much to Mr. Kelvin for taking us through this class. He wants to hear your voice. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you too.
Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye for now.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Kelvin. Take care. Okay, so he has to catch a flight, an airport. So, but he was so gracious to take us through the design. And I guess you guys have more understanding of it. And I just heard that someone has a question. So if you have a question, just let me know and I'll answer whatever questions that you have. Anyone there? Okay, so Titobi is still here, so he's gonna break you guys into classes. Like I said, you have 1 hour from now to work on everything that you need to work on, and please follow the criteria that has been set on in the slides. The project plan on the project assignments, you see the project plan, and then also there's the presentation guidelines. So tomorrow you guys are presenting. So today I know that a lot of you have already put things down in your designs. I really just want you guys to fine tune it, make it look good, put space in, make the branding consistent, the dimensions also consistent. You're using good pictures, good colors, and then you're aligning the pages. That's what I want to see. So in a few minutes, Titobi is gonna open the breakout room and he's going to put you inside in the groups. So Titobi, anytime you're ready, please just send them to their groups. Okay.
Okay, yeah. Which one is can't see a movie? That's group 2, right?
I'm the new one.
Okay, so you're the new one. So that's group 3.
So Toluwani is, I think, the leader.
It's group 3.
Frederick, are you group 1 or group 3?
Oh, I'm in group
I'm group
3. Never mind. Sorry.
Sorry, what did you say, Frederick?
I said that I'm group 3.
Oh, awesome. Okay, cool.
I made a mistake. I meant I was in group 3.
Okay. Breakout rooms are open.
All right, so you guys can just go into your rooms and happy designing. Have fun designing. Eric, can you please make sure that you're actually contacting your group? Because I noticed that you're not doing anything. I'm actually taking points for that. Is that okay? Eri and Yuso, can you go into your groups? Eri?